Hola, buenas tardes, bienvenido a la Puerto Vallarta. Yes, I'm back, but I'm still in Puerto Vallarta. It's November the 21st today. It's miércoles, Wednesday. And you know what today is? It's actually 2 years since I left the UK. Today is my 2-year birthday of this channel. Happy birthday to me. And I'd just like to apologise firstly because I have been ridiculously unwell for the last 7 days. You might be able to tell that in my voice. My nose is completely blocked and my ear, I can't hear out of it. So I'm completely deaf, half deaf. And also I'm having trouble speaking. So I'm missing words out and forgetting words a lot lately. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But anyway, let's move on from that. So I did a video a little while ago when I was in Mexico City when I did a questionnaire which you all had a link to basically give feedback. Positive, negative, constructive feedback, that sort of thing. And you know what? I've been astounded by the amount of responses I've had from it. I thought it would just be like my mum or something. I don't think she even did it. But I'm really appreciative and thankful to those of you that did take the time to do it, because quite honestly, it's the best thing I have done on this channel ever. Because, and I was thinking about this, you know when you get comments on a YouTube video, and if it is negative or constructive, it will usually just be a one line thing, you know, giving me a load of abuse and swearing. Or death threats, but in this case it wasn't like that, because I think those of you that did fill it out, you did it for a reason. You have an interest, hopefully, in improving this channel, hopefully. So thank you for that. Some of the things were brilliant. A lot of them, to be honest, all of them I agreed with, actually. The positives and negatives. Well, not necessarily negatives, constructive stuff. So in this video, I'm just going to summarise a lot of the key points. I'm not going to go through every single thing, because we'd be here all day. So yeah, let's go. So the key thing that everyone liked, which comes as no surprise, is the honesty, humour and sarcasm. That will continue. That is a fundamental part of this channel. I'm never going to be fake-ass, disingenuous. If I don't like somewhere, I'll tell you. I don't care. The one thing I will say about this, though, is that I think before, and I think this is a subconscious change that's happened. You know, if I'm in a place that I don't like, then I would do a video about it. I'd make it very obvious that I didn't like it. But I think now I'm a lot more subtle about it, or I word it in a different way, in a more respectful way maybe than I used to. Yeah, so I think that's happening. Or I just won't do a video there, you know, quite simply. But the honesty will continue. You'll hear my honesty about Puerto Vallarta in upcoming videos. The next point is about food. Oh my god, there were so many comments about food. Probably half of the answers about things that they want to see more of was food. But there was a comment which probably overrode, that's a word, isn't it? All of those comments, I hope it is a word, where it said, stop the food because it's not my strong suit. I don't know words anymore. But anyway, I absolutely agree with that second comment, because I hate doing food in videos, purely because, first, it's really difficult to film, because I'm just by myself, and I'm using hands to eat, so I can't film, you know, I can't pick up the stabiliser. I don't know anything about food, let's be honest. I'm not a foodie, I've never claimed to be a foodie, so I think, I saw this comment before I did the video in Kieran, when I went back to Kieran. You know when I had the Argentinian sausage? I know, it was the best thing ever. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. And you'll notice in that bit where I ate the sausage, I did purposely say, I'm not going to spend ages talking about it, I'm just going to eat it, because I'm crap at food videos. Stop beeping, someone is messaging me on Facebook, I'm trying to film. Yeah, so in terms of food, that's something that's going to change or continue as I am now doing. I won't do lengthy food videos about, oh, this is made from this, and this is made of that, this is where that's from, oh, this is really nice. I'll just flip and eat it, you know. More food, less talking. The next point was really interesting, and it made me think a lot, actually. It was about history. There were a lot of comments about people wanting me to put more historical information in videos. However, this is a change I've already made in reverse. So if you look at my older videos, I'm talking like, for example, when I was in Japan the first time, like 18 months ago, a lot of the videos I did then were more scripted, unnatural. I used to rehearse things that I'd researched in terms of history, and I just used to rattle off all this historical information, and when I look back at that, I cringe, because it's awful, because I think that when someone watches a travel video, they don't watch it for historical information necessarily, probably a little bit, but it's more about your opinion and what you think of a place and your reaction to places. If you want to read about history, you can go on Wikipedia, you know, and I remember those videos talking about that historical stuff just took up so much time. You know, I could be talking for 10 minutes about the history of the Tokyo Tower, for example. I just spat everywhere all over my laptop, and it just takes up valuable time when I could be doing other better things in videos that will grow a channel. So one thing I think that I will do more of is more text at the bottom of the screen. If you really want to know historical information, read that at the bottom. Or look at the description. A lot of people do not read descriptions. It takes me time to read that, to write those descriptions. There will be a lot of historical information in them. So if you're looking for that sort of thing, read that and watch the video for my opinion and reaction. So yeah, that's a good one. The next point was about involving locals more. This has been a common thing for a long time, which I do in videos, but it's more about in terms of, you know, people walk past and I say, oh, buenas tardes, or whatever, and people will be waving in the background. That happens a lot in Mexico. I think what these comments were more about were about actually talking to people in videos, and, you know, if I go to have food, tacos or something on a street in Mexico City, I talk to the woman or man selling me the food. But there's a lot of problems with this. So firstly, the language barrier. You know, I don't feel confident enough to speak Spanish like that on camera, even though I did a video recently where I spoke Spanish for 3 minutes. and the second more important thing is that, particularly in Mexico, I find that people are very shy. They run away from my camera when I walk towards them. They cover their face. They specifically say to me, no filming, especially security guards. So it is difficult, and also with being one person, I think if I was with a sexy blonde girl, you know, like most YouTubers have, I don't have that. It's more likely that you're going to get involved in a conversation. It's difficult when you're by yourself, but it is something I will try more of, I promise you, in future videos. Mark my words, that will happen. The next point was about collaborating. I've talked about this a lot before, particularly on Instagram, in terms of I do not like collaborating. In terms of collaboration videos on the whole. So I think collaborations only work if a channel's style and content and filming style and all that are similar, okay? And presenting style, that kind of thing. If I was to do a video, a lot of people would tell me, oh, contact what's his name from True Mexico, or Dan from New Travel, or Kinetic Kennons. The True Mexico, he doesn't even show himself on the video. I do, so how would we do a video together? New Travel and Kinetic Kennons, great channels, but they're completely different to mine, so it just wouldn't work. Yeah, that's my opinion on collaborations. One interesting thing that did come up was about, it's kind of two things really, so about doing more thoughtful videos about like social issues, homelessness and things like that, or whatever, and you know, just have me talking over the top of it. It's not the style of videos that I feel natural doing, so you know, I did a bit of that with the Colombia videos, like with the Pablo Escobar video, for example. It just doesn't feel natural for me. And the other thing connected to that was about doing things which are kind of different in terms of travel. And like, for example, volunteering. I've done volunteer work before. I've done a workaway in Japan. I did the volunteering in South Africa before YouTube. It is something that I'm actively looking at. So, for example, with animal rescue, cat and dogs. I love cats. Don't really like dogs, but that's something that I want to look at doing in the future. So absolutely, that may happen. Watch out for that. And finally, just to feed back on some other points which usually were just like one-off comments, things like that. Doing videos every day, never going to happen. So I teach English online 3 or 4 days a week. It's not viable for me to be able to go out and film videos every day, get home, edit them, not get any sleep, and still be able to continue travelling by making money through teaching, because I wouldn't be able to teach if I was doing videos every day. You know what I mean? If YouTube got to a point where it was earning a sufficient amount where I could give up teaching and everything else, then yeah, I could do. But right now, it's not going to happen. Also, my equipment is crap. My laptop is very slow. Wi-Fi issues in Mexico. It's impossible to upload a video every day. I know other people do it, but I don't know what the hell they do to be able to do that every day. I'm 36 years old, I'm not 20. I'm not a machine. I'm sick right now, okay? So it's not going to happen. Sorry. Also, you know, if I did videos every day, the quality of them would be awful because I would take time to edit them. I'd feel under pressure and rushed to do it. It's just not what I want to do. Behind the scenes, I do that. Instagram stories, check out my Instagram down below. I do that every day pretty much, often while I'm filming, so check that out. Actually, a couple of people said about South America, going to South America. I was in Colombia for 3 months earlier this year. I know I didn't do many videos. The other thing, I was in South America 10 years ago, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Easter Island. That was amazing, by the way. So right now, to be honest, it's not at the top of my list of places to go. But potentially, I would like to go back to Brazil. I've got a lot of English students in Brazil, so that might happen. I will be coming back to this part of the world next year, so you never know. That's better. There was surprisingly a lot of comments about Japan as well, about going back to Japan. I'm like, hello Japan subscribers, where have you been? And you know what? I really want to go back to Japan, which will lead me on to my next point, which is about, are my plans solid? And the person that did put this quite rightly said, you know, it's the nature of digital nomad life. I might make plans to go somewhere, but then you know, flight prices may change, or accommodation prices might change, or quite simply my desires may change in terms of going somewhere. When it comes to that, I'm quite indecisive. It's connected to borderline personality disorder, and I change plans frequently. Watch my mental health video if you want to know more about that. Japan, potentially next year, briefly, not a big trip. Obviously, getting from Mexico to Japan is horrific. And the last thing is about showing places in London, so the places that are less known for tourists. But I would just like to point out that I've done this. A year ago I was back in London for about 3 or 4 weeks. I did a series, I think it's about 13 videos. I went to places like Brick Lane, Camden, Abbey Road, you know, places that aren't Big Ben and Buckingham Palace. So check out that link to the playlist up above. I will be doing some more when I'm back there next month. Lovely. There was one comment about having a catchphrase to start videos and end videos. Catch you later. I do it already. That's been in place since the beginning. When this channel was First World Traveller, it was good day First World Travellers and welcome back. Obviously that's gone. But now the beginning part is very much related to the place that I'm in. So, you know, when I'm in Japan, I might say, I can't remember any Japan. I can't even remember English right now. You know what I mean? So it'll be related to the place that I'm in. So just to summarise, the things that I'm looking at doing differently going forward are all about food, completely change the way I do that, which I think I've already started doing anyway. History, put more of that in the description down below. Involve more locals, you know, I would try my absolute best to do that. If you're in Mexico, tell everyone you know. Share this video with everyone you know and say, if you see me walking towards them with a camera, don't run away, get involved, alright? Because that's what you want. And did I say about, oh fuck. And of course about collaborating. If I can find people that I would feel it would be a good fit to collaborate with, then absolutely that will happen. Yeah. So coming up, there will be some videos from Puerto Vallarta, I promise, because I am starting to feel better. There is also a 5-video series coming about teaching English online, as a result of high demand for that, surprisingly. Yeah, so watch out for that coming soon, and hopefully I feel better soon and I'm able to form sentences and remember words once again. Fingers crossed. Lovely, I'll catch you later.